Anitra, hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to Say What Reacts. We're back again. And it's been a hot minute.
It has been.
It has been a hot minute since Carlos reacted to Ateez last. Last one we did was Bouncy. And if you do not know, Carlos and I have we've done a deep dive on an Ateez journey into their storyline.
Into their story.
Yeah.
Into the multiverse of
and
Ateez.
Like a ton of things. Like, I mean, we're talking to VCRs, special clips. Like, we checked out all of it. Stuff that I had never even seen before until I watched it with you. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? It was so cool. My favorite one, I think, out of all the things we watched was the one where in one, like, they're all checking out different artifacts and things, and then you see, like, the opposite, like, when someone moves one thing, all of a sudden it pops up there. Same time. Oh, it's so cool. I was like, I've never seen this. Yeah. That one, I think that's my favorite thing I've ever watched. That was so cool.
Yeah, it's like some interstellar shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so, I need to get him caught up. So we're here to react to Crazy Form. I did inform him of the whole World A. We know about World A, World Z. But I did inform him about how the World EP Finn, how the album goes. How you have the songs, you have Crazy Form, and all that stuff within the first half of the songs. Then we get Crescent Part 2, and then we get Dreamy Day. And I did inform him of the different promo stuff that was going on with them during it, like the airplanes waving the Back to Z banner that they were flying around and stuff like that. Not Back to Z, Back to A banners. So I've informed him of all this stuff just so he has context. But he's never seen any of these videos and he doesn't know any of these songs. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what he thinks about this. I'm very excited. All right, let's do this. Let's go. So this is, if I'm not wrong, the last MV before, to my knowledge, they go back to A. Okay. Oh, I need to put this on the screen for you guys. Okay, there we go. Pause warning just in case.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Can't you see I'm a warring sign? 이제 불렀더라 기억하겠더라 그냥 마음대로 움직여 We go! I need to forget the drum 많이 go in the show 달라라까지 go 야 이거 미친 폼 아야야야 춤만 춰 많이 go in the show Put him on, make them run 자 이게 미친 폼 Taki taki dance to the sunrise. Take it, nobody plays like this.
They don't say puta.
I get it.
Can't you see I'm a warning sign? 이제 불렀더라 기억하겠더라 그냥 마음대로 움직여 We go! I need to forget the drum 많이 go in the show 달라라까지 go 야 이거 미친 놈 아야야야 춤만 춰 많이 go in the show Put him on, make him run 자 이게 미친 놈 So that's no matter where They don't say
pressing hold too. Keep forgetting to press the button. Sorry, I keep pressing this button, but I didn't click on the button. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what you thinking? Give me all your thoughts.
Well, they're like this Ateez is like the this is like the super rebel form.
Yeah, this is like on his part here. You can see where it says the black pirates break into the lounge, and it's Mingy breaking in, like busting the building.
And this the last like the most recent iteration of Ateez, because it's like they spend a lot of time in the very beginning and through the middle of just like bringing context that there's multiple dimensions of this happening.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like this last group that we have, they're just like upfront, like it's the best of all of them. Like their personalities, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the ultimate version of Ateez are these guys.
Yeah. Like a culmination.
Yeah. Of like they're all on the same wavelength, and it all compiles into like these are the guys that are fighting this is the Ateez that's gonna make the difference and like free us all.
Because we had the Halateez, but the Halateez seemed no longer when we watched the Halazia, because they were like couldn't be found, and like they were like glitching in the fucking videos and stuff. And then we have the regular guys from World A.
But there's also a version of the Halateez that are like the black pirates in the other world, where they dress up in that uniform and they are like the bad, or not the bad guys, but they are the anarchists in that particular world. Mm-hmm. And then like to one of your favorite videos when they're moving all the things and then multi-dimensional, that's where it's like that video brings it together to where it's just like they are trying to make contact with each other and like setting everybody
and remember
up.
at one point the Halateez Hung Jun like brings the chromer to regular Hung Jun in the warehouse. Yeah. Kind of like I need you to use this.
Yeah. I'm the last of my people.
We have to work together.
Yeah. And there's like a lot of cool like nuanced stuff in here, like some Quentin Tarantino and Glorious Bastard stuff, where he's like where they're playing cards with the officers or whatever.
What that is like a reference? Do you think?
Oh, that's definitely.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
But also like in context, in Inglourious Bastards, like not to ruin it, but give you like a really like
spoiler alert, just
like
in case.
A really streamlined situation that's happening. So like. The movie itself is too controversial to talk about on your channel altogether. But in that movie, they go behind enemy lines. They pose as the opposing force, right? Okay. And they get stuck underground while like these group of officers are like partying, and they're like stuck there for the night. And they're like really good about like they've been good about being like undercover. And so like the thing, I don't know if you ever seen the meme or whatever, but it's about like 3 versus 3. So, like, Michael Fassbender, Magneto in the X-Men movies, he is a double agent, and they're going against the Germans in World War II, and he's German by, like, history, but he's also, like, a British spy. And he's working with the Bastards, and the Bastards are this unit of Americans that are infiltrating to try to
layers upon layers.
Yeah. But the thing about that is that like his family's German and all these things, but he grew up in like England or whatever.
Right.
But he gives himself away when he asks for 3 drinks. He asks for 3 beers and he does this. And one of the officers across the way gets like super suspicious because they're playing like drinking games and everything is like
this,
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like when he does this, like they have a German guy that they broke out. And he's just like, I was never down with the regime. Like, I'm here to help you. Yeah. Like, he sees it. He's on their side. And he's just like, this is it. Like, hopefully they're drunk and they didn't catch it. But it's like kind of like that thing when they're playing cards with this guy. And they're just like trying to like sneak up on him. And he was like, nah, I got the bluff on you.
I see what you're trying to do. But I got the jump on you.
But to tie this back into like Ateez is like, remember when we watched the first videos and it entered like that indoctrination process? When they picked them all off the street, I was just like, they're showing them what they can be and a part of society.
You're thinking, say my name, when they're literally facing up against each other.
And we see like versions of them where they're dancing and they're doing their training and all that stuff. And I was like, well, they're using the government to benefit them. Like rather than like
if y'all haven't seen the prior videos,
you gotta go back. But
he has a lot of theories when it comes to the Ateez MVs and what's going on in them.
So and this tying it back together, so them in their universe if they've compiled all this information from all the other ones getting into this, they're able to like flex a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because when we see in the last video, it's like a really like ragtag team of like trying to get everything together to get this one mission.
For Bouncy? Oh yeah. Because like 2 of them are doing this, 2 of them are doing this.
It's on some like Ocean's 13 shit. Like,
I mean, kind of the same thing was happening here, where like Hong Jun
but now they're like,
but then 2 of them are working on the ship.
Yeah, but now they're inside. They're in their world. They're in the inside of the headquarters. Like they're infiltrating all these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like utilizing.
Well, yes and no, because if you saw Sunghwa and San, they were like putting on a performance to kind of distract them. But then they're still getting like kind of taken away and captured anyway.
For sure.
And then like Hong Jun and Yeosang are like, you know, being hooligans,
but again,
being a distraction, running from the cops or whatever.
Yeah, and again, this is like a lot of like similarities to like Inglourious Basterds of what happens in like the final act of that movie, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of components that they have to do, and a lot of people have to sacrifice themselves to like get to what they're there to do.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is it, but it's not just like a one-off like snafu, because like going all the way back when we were presented with Ateez as a whole. How I perceived it was one of those things that it's not like you join us because like we're like the authority here.
Yeah.
It's like you got nothing. So there's members of Ateez that are just like, this is our way in. This is how we fight for our people. Like they're training us.
Yeah.
We're getting all the information that we would never get out on the own, being nobody. So it's like we're using like guerrilla tactics. We're using all the resources given to us.
Unintended.
Yeah. So we're doing all this from the inside out versus just trying to. But we go to different worlds and different universes, and we see that there's some people that are doing it from the outside.
Yeah.
And then like we get to this last group, and then they're just like, y'all are it. Like y'all have everything that we've lacking.
We've compiled everything.
Yeah, and you're the ones that can pull it off.
All together
yeah,
now.
You guys can pull it off. And these guys they're like, you guys are crazy enough to pull this off. Like and they're about it. They're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can see it.
We gotta do this.
You can see it in their attitude, in their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the whole like everyone's kind of doing their part to like distract.
Yeah.
While they're getting while they're getting their ship.
Yeah.
You know, like working and stuff like that, so they can then travel back.
And again, because there's other there's other Ateez videos that we watch of like seeing the different versions of them with this like military force and like plotting and like doing very grandiose things again, but from the inside out. Like this is more of the thing of just like we've infiltrated our way in all in one video, rather than be a couple of videos like leading up to this big thing. We're seeing one Ateez get all this
like
down.
Bouncy, they were infiltrating their way into.
No. I get that. But it's like in this, we're like seeing this Ateez do it.
Yeah.
Versus we saw like all the other Ateez doing everything they can in their world, and we're seeing like all of this kind of like coming to fruition.
So you don't think this is the same Ateez as Bouncy?
No. It is. I'm saying before like this era.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That we've seen all these other Ateez doing different things, and these guys are doing all of those things at one time.
Okay.
Rather than like this Ateez was able to do this, and this is what we learned.
By the way, for context, he believes that there are different dimensions, which we know there are different worlds. There's World A, World Z, but he thinks there's more. He thinks there's more than that.
Yeah.
And he thinks there's more dimensions than that, and there's like a different Ateez in these different dimensions that are like, you know,
they're all fighting the same fight pretty much.
Yeah.
But there are different levels of like in their world. Like if this was like using like Marvel terms, like there's events that have to happen to maintain the continuity of like life or whatever.
Right.
So like in all these Ateez universes, all the Ateez are handling the things differently. Some of them were able to get a little bit further. Some of them failed.
Able to do it.
Right.
Some of them are successful, like this one.
Some of them like sacrificed themselves because they knew that they're not the one. Like their world wasn't going to be it. But it was like farther, and it's because it's not like, you know, it's not like parallel. All these things aren't happening at the same time. Right. They're all happening at different times, and so we're getting different Ateez.
Some of the things are happening at the same time, but not all of them.
But like as well, not that they're happening at the same time. It's the event that happens.
Yeah.
And it's just happening at different times, but the beginning and the end of that event has to happen, and there's different Ateez that have experienced different things in that timeline. Mm-hmm. Again, because there's some that all of them make it. There's some that none of them make it. There's some that the whole world collapses. There's some that it's just like we're still here, but it's kind of like
Halazia, like the whole world is like jacked up in Halazia.
Yeah.
Like that's clearly different than what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like this particular Ateez, like they're the ones that are gonna like set it all, bring balance back to the force.
It seems like it is, because at the very end of this we get the instrumental for
right,
or the outro, whatever, for Crescent Part 2.
Yeah.
Where and then where literally the entire album, there's a complete shift from this song, Crescent Part 2. Actually, I think it might be a Reba before this, but Crescent Part 2, and then Dreamy Day, which is a complete 180.
Yeah.
From where we are here, which is where we've clearly made our journey back to World A.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just so interesting.
It is. It's wild. It's entertaining.
I fucking love it so much.
And I think like the Terminator is just trying to make sure that like everything happens as it should.
The Guardian.
Yeah, the guy in white. Yeah.
With the mask. Did you see the bullet though then shattering the TV where he was on?
Yeah.
Kind of just further emphasizing like what we saw in Bouncy.
Yeah. Or to show that like he's watching no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you might have killed the one in Bouncy, but he's still here.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and but I also like I'm a firm believer of like watching all these things that we watch in these groups when they have story arcs like this. Like you're a hero until you become a villain, dog.
Yeah, he low key thinks that the guy in white might be one of them.
And there hasn't been anything to refute that.
Because remember, he also thinks that there's different ATs in different dimensions.
Yeah.
So one of the dimensions could have, one of the AT's members could have turned into one of those guardians in one of the dimensions, and now he's in another dimension.
But we don't know as a whole. Like the ATs themselves, like we don't. He could be like the very first. He could be part of the very first. And there's things that have to happen for like humanity to like progress. But it's context that we don't know.
So interesting.
But I am a nerd, and I've seen the story 1,000 times. So it's one of those things that, I'm very excited for it. I'm not taking away from it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I like that element.
Excited to see where it goes next.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
'cause that's the thing. I got a lot of flack for EXO, but hey.
Yeah.
What do y'all know?
It's so funny.
What do y'all know?
When we deep dove into EXO.
What do y'all know?
Everyone was just like, that's not how it is. That's not what it is. But we have to remember, like, SM doesn't give a shit as far as storyline. So we are literally just out here doing our best to figure it out. No one has answers, but yet so many people are in the comments just like, that's not what it is. It's this, this, and this. And it's like, but we don't know that. And it's so funny because like literally like a year later, the next MV comes out and holy shit balls, it's literally the shit he said from like a year before. And I was like, oh my God. It was so fucking cool.
And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the story.
Yeah, it was really I mean? Cool. Yeah. So anyway, you never know.
No.
Some of you guys might be hearing this thinking like, what the fuck is he on? But like,
check it out.
You don't know. You never know. But this is like this is why we like doing this because there's so many different ways to interpret the stuff that we're seeing. And it's fun. It's fun to try to figure it out. Yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. We're going to go to the next one. And yeah. I love you guys. Please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on everything. Once again, if anything he's talking about confused the hell out of you, you probably haven't seen the rest of the videos. So we do have a playlist on the channel. It's like the Ateez journey or something like that. Yeah. So it's like literally us going through from the beginning the Ateez journey with all kinds of stuff. There's even stuff links in some of the descriptions to like Patreon videos because some of the VCRs that we reacted to we couldn't put on YouTube, so we had to put it on Patreon. Links are in the description that can take you to that, so you can watch that too. So yeah, it's all there for you guys. But that is gonna be it for this one. Please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Da-da-da.